Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I'm doing my little lunchtime walk. This is not, breaking news. This is 24 hours late. Honestly, I didn't make a video on this yesterday, but I was kind of honestly really surprised by almost like the outrage of wrestling fans yesterday that R-Truth got released from WWE. I, much like everybody else, loved it when Truth popped up. Most recently, he had his little run with the Judgment Day. Everybody remembers I think it was the 2016 Royal Rumble when he came running down thinking it was the Money in the Bank, put up the ladder and ran up there trying to get the briefcase, and it was not there. I want to say 2019. He ran out in the Women's Royal Rumble, thinking that it was his Rumble. I think that was 2019, but it was kind of years ago. R-Truth was really lucky. I don't know if the writing was on the wall. I think we were all really surprised when he got the match against John Cena. If WWE knew this was coming, if R-Truth knew this was coming, and they put this together for him as a way to say, thank you. Truth has been with WWE for a long time. I remember when he came up in the late 90s, maybe it was in 2000, somewhere in there, where he was teaming with Road Dogg, and they were calling him K-Quick. I don't remember really what happened. And all of a sudden, one day he got released, and he popped up in TNA. I kind of thought that he was like the latest guy to get released from WWE, and now it's just over in TNA. And it didn't take long to figure out that Ron Truth Killings was the truth. And I remember they didn't really know if they wanted to make him a badass. They didn't know if they wanted to make him a comedy guy. I remember when he was making movie spoofs in TNA and things like that. But he won the NWO championship. He got to show that he meant something to that team. We all remember when he won the tag titles with PacMan Jones when he was the headline story because he was suspended by the NFL, and he went to go wrestle for TNA, and then they didn't want him to wrestle, and then he wasn't allowed to physically punch anybody or get hit, but he was allowed to be in the matches. Was there a whole way around it? But Truth was a dude. I don't even really remember when he came back to WWE. I loved having him there. It wasn't like I was rooting for him to have really, really big matches. Even when I was talking about the match against Cena at Saturday night's main event, it was kind of like, I don't really understand what they're doing. At my point, I thought maybe he was just a friend of John Cena. And when Cena was mapping out what he wanted to do this year, I thought that maybe it was just him saying, thank you to Truth, and that he wanted to have a match against him. So they were like, well, let's just do it on this Saturday night's main event. That way we don't waste it on a pay-per-view or something like that. We all remember the capital punishment. That doesn't sound right. It was capital something. 2010, 2011, when Cena vs. Truth was the main event of that pay-per-view, everybody hated it. They said the match sucked. They said it wasn't cool. They said it wasn't this, that, or the other. They said it wasn't a good match. And, now that everybody's throwing their arms up, acting like it's a huge deal that Truth got released. I don't think he got released, but I think, honestly, WWE's just looking at the numbers, and they're just getting rid of the older guys. I don't want to call this the youth movement of 93, where they're they're going to be changing it all up. But I just think they're looking at keeping the costs down. You got to remember they are basically running NXT, and then there's guys you don't even know about at the Performance Center. They're getting trained, and there's trainers, and there's people that work there that we don't even know they work there, and they're just just trying to keep that bottom line as close as they can. And if they keep R-Truth on the roster, is it really going to hurt them? No. Then when it comes down to it, it came out that they're going to let Carito go at the end of his contract, and that honestly kind of makes sense. It sucks for the Judgment Day that they're going to be shrinking, but you got to be thinking like it's the next guy up, kind of deal. And if they want to make like, if they want to make like Grayson Waller, or if they want to make his little tag team guy, what the hell's his name? Austin Theory. If they want to make them the next comedy team of WWE, they could have a really long run of just going out there and being jokes. They sure aren't winning matches, but I don't know. It sucks. The Truth got let go. I don't want to say that. You don't want to see any wrestlers get laid off or anything like that, or their contracts not picked up. But honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it makes sense. I mean, it's not like, after the Saturday night's main event, anybody's cheering that they want to see R-Truth get a rematch against John Cena. Everybody's cheering that they want to see John Cena versus Cody Rhodes whenever they do it or something like that. So that's just my whole thing is, it sucks that he got let go, but people that are in an uproar saying that this is going to be the fall of WWE doesn't really make a lot of sense.